Hey everyone, Corey here from the Techies, and today we're going to be working in Sony Vegas, and I'm going to show you how to take images and create a time-lapse video out of them. So I've recently gotten into time-lapse photography, and so what that means is basically you're taking an image every 15 to maybe 30 seconds, and each one of those images you then represent as 1 second, and then you create a video at 24 frames a second, so you're essentially just having a lot of time go by in a short period of time in video. I know that doesn't probably make much sense, but if you're watching this, you probably know what that is. So let's go ahead and get started. So what we have to do is we have to import our JPEG sequence in here and have it create a video from that. So essentially, let's go to File, Import, Media. And the best practice way to do this is to put this in a folder. So here's one that's Metro. That one's kind of boring, so we're actually going to use this one, which is in the DC Mall. So mine's a little bit weird, but basically what you do is you click on the first image that you used. So this is mine. You go down here to your options, you hit Open Sequence, and you specify the last image in the sequence. So for me, that's going to be 4083. Then you hit Open. Here's where you get an option to change the frame rates, the ratios, and a couple of other things. So the way that I shot this to be was 24 frames a second. If you wanted to do this in 30 frames a second or even 60 frames a second, you can choose those options. But for me, I shot in 24. And essentially all that meant was that I had shot 72 frames. So that would be, what is that, 4 seconds or something like that. Or 3 seconds or something. So I shot in 24, but whatever you shot in, 30, 60, 50, whatever it is, I wouldn't go below 24. This is when you start getting stuff that looks a little bit choppy. So 24 and above is kind of where you want to sit at. So you click your frame rate, click OK. It'll create a JPEG sequence that you can just drag into your video. Do you want to set project settings to match this media? We're going to go hit no. And so the other thing we have to do is we have to make sure the actual Sony Vegas project is in 24 frames a second. Right now, if you look at the project, it says 29.9 frames a second. So that does not match our JPEG sequence. To change that, we go to File, Properties, and we simply choose the frame rate to be 24. Hit Apply, hit OK. Now you can see the frame rate in our project and preview is 24 frames a second. So the final thing to do is to remove these black bars, get our little ratios correct, and render the thing that we have. So if we right click on our video, hit switches, uncheck maintain aspect ratio, or check maintain aspect ratio, whatever you want. I'm going to go ahead and uncheck it just because I don't really mind that it's a little bit stretched out. But if you do mind, go ahead and keep the aspect ratio on, and you can get your correct aspect ratio, and everyone in this case is going to look good, and the image is going to look a little bit different. So if we kept it on, you can see people look a little bit better. That's just how this image is shot. And the last thing to do is change the aspect ratio. If you click in Event Pan and Crop tool, go to the preset. I generally choose 16:9 just because that's the way YouTube videos work, Vimeo works. That's just the way pretty much frame sizings are by default now. We click that, and if we go ahead and preview, you can see our beautiful, beautiful time lapse, great resolution. I should have done this for longer because it actually turned out really well. This is my first time doing it. But guys, that's it. Very easy to import your JPEG sequence into Sony Vegas to create a time lapse. I hope this was helpful for you guys. Thank you for watching. This has been Corey from the Techies.